Okay, now let's really begin our first step on learning Cao Quan Bei. There is a very famous Chinese old saying. It says, 千里之行，始于足下, which means a journey with 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So, the first single step of learning any style of Chinese calligraphy is the horizontal stroke, Heng, and the vertical stroke, Shu. So, in this lesson, I'll show you how to write the Cao Quan Bei style of Heng and Shu. So now we have a brush. It's dry now. We put into the water for a while. And then it will be better for us to dry it. If you have some waste paper, you can dry it on the waste paper. So I will just use this instead. Dry it a little bit. Then we need some ink. Shake a little bit before every time we use it. Okay? Then we put about 1/3 of the brush into get the enough ink, and then wipe not too much ink on the brush. If you're not sure how much ink should it be in your brush, you can try on a waste paper. You can try it. Okay, hold your brush like this, with like it's empty inside and 4 fingers here like this. Okay, if you don't know what's the details, you can also go to my YouTube channel, Chinese Calligraphy Lessons for Beginners, to check it out, more details. Okay, now let's begin our learning of the first stroke in Cao Quan Bei. So you can look at this book or these strokes. So first there are some Heng. So first there are some short Heng and there are some long Heng. So first let's try the short Heng. You can see this Heng, these horizontal strokes are nearly the same as those in the Xiao Zhuan. So for example, this short Heng is like this. Turn around, then go, right? Okay, see, one more time. From right to left, turn around to the middle, then go. Okay, so the tiny differences on Xiao Zhuan, we may learn that it's something like here, then it's like straight. But most of the short Heng in Cao Quan Bei is slightly bend and then come down. Okay, so it's more like slightly bent, but not bent too much. As we mentioned, it's because of the writing material of this one is on the bamboo surface. Okay, so this is the short Heng, and when we write fast, maybe, for example, here, save the power, go. So maybe the second part of this stroke is slightly weaker, not weaker, is slightly slimmer than the first part, but it's more or less the same. Okay, now let's go to the long Heng. So you can see the long Heng is like strong at the beginning, strong at the end, but it's less strong or weaker. You can't say it's weaker because it's still powerful, but it's just thinner in the middle part. It's just because of the bamboo. Okay, so now let's try to write a typical of this Heng. It's the same as Xiao Zhuan. We draw a circle, turn around, save power. Okay, slightly bend. Okay, so you can see here the first part and until here of the long Heng, it's more or less the same at the same level. But after here, so in order to show you clearly, that's why I stopped here. Later I will show you right in one stroke, okay? So after here, we do it like this. Press. Okay, so this part slower, this part faster. Got it? Okay, now one more time. So just pay attention to this part and this part. Now one more time, but this time I will write it in one stroke, one breath. Okay, so turn around, turn back to the middle, shake save power, faster, here, and then press, gradually move up, gradually. So this is a typical Cao Quan Bei, or you can say it's Lishu style Heng. So for this part, sometimes it may turn to this direction, sometimes may this direction, sometimes may this direction, and also sometimes may be shorter, sometimes may be longer. That depends on the character, but mostly it's more like the first part, it's stronger, then slower, faster in the middle, then slower, then like this. So this is called 蚕头燕尾. What does it mean? 蚕 means the silkworm, and 头 means hand. So the first part is look like the silkworm's hand, and 燕 means swallow. So the end is like a small swallow's tail. So this is a very typical style of Cao Quan Bei, and even in Lishu. So in other calligraphy style, maybe it's slightly different. Maybe here is round, some is square, some is shorter, some is longer. But more or less, it's 蚕头燕尾, which means the silkworm's head and the swallow's tail. Okay, this is the Heng, and the Shu is quite easy. It's nearly the same as 正书. So the same. Turn up, draw a circle, turn to the middle, shake the brush. Shake the brush is for gather the brush. Then down. Yeah, this is the same, right? Okay, now I write one naturally. So at the beginning, we said we should gradually move up, turn around, draw a circle to the middle, then shake, then come back. This is at the beginning. We practice in a more exaggerated way, but when we can write naturally, we can just do it something like, yeah, this is how we learn, how we write. Okay, so in next lesson, okay, this is all about how to write the Heng and Shu. So in next lesson, we'll start to write some characters which combine with Heng and Shu, and we need make some patterns for our papers. So I made a pattern is a square with 8 centimeters times 7 centimeters. you can make patterns like 4 times as big as this one. So at the beginning, it will be better if you can write a bigger characters. So it will help you to practice the power. So, and gradually we practice the smaller one. Okay, so that's all for this lesson, and see you in next lesson.